Time for something heavy. Cosmo Macero of O'Neill Associates, Peter Kadgis of the Heavy Hitters. They are the heavy hitters, and gentlemen, it is election day. Can you feel the excitement, Cosmo? Are you getting jacked?
I can't feel anything. No, I can't. I'm numb. I can't feel the excitement because there really isn't any. In fact,
is this the most boring election you've ever seen?
There may
in your
be
life?
less excitement about this election than any in recent memory. I think while fair you were talking about Clinton-Dole, but that's a presidential election. There's built-in excitement. In this case, it's just kind of flat. And it's too bad because you know what? You got 5 pretty strong candidates in different ways for different reasons. They ought to be exciting the electorate, but for obvious and not so obvious reasons, they haven't.
2 competitive primaries, Peter. We were supposed to be excited about this. Never happened before in our lifetime, and yet no one cares. You're looking at the empty polling place right now.
Well, some people care. I care, but I'm not excited. You know, you've got a number of things at work. First of all, you have, you know, the fallout from the bombing, and that's taken precedence. You have election fatigue. I mean, listen, 34 states in the nation, when there's an opening for senator, the governor fills it, and then the election is held at normal time. Massachusetts used to follow this until we started to try to fine-tune the machine when Romney was governor, and there was a chance that Senator Kerry would be elected president. All of these special elections are too much. You know, would we get a better person in the Senate if the governor appointed?
On the other hand, here's what's ironic is I'm going to be taking a Democratic ballot today, and you're going to be taking a Republican ballot. I mean, there is something interesting happening here. Start with Gomez, Cosmo, because there's a lot of rumors that he's caught fire, and he may actually pull the upset today. What's going on with this Gomez?
Look, I actually think that could be, if you follow the line of thinking that the establishment candidate, the #1 establishment candidate on Democrat side, Markey wins. Gomez-Markey could be the most interesting race. I got to say, talk about bad luck. Steve Lynch can't catch a break. First, the marathon bombing. Obviously, have to suspend campaigning. He comes up yesterday with a bad gut. Can't do 6 out of his 7 events. Series of tough breaks for him. So I think that's going to be an issue for him today.
Lynch have any chance, Peter?
I wouldn't dismiss him. I mean, I think we have to say that Lynch is a long shot candidate.
Here's my question.
Does he have a get out the vote? Can the unions get enough people out to vote? The turnout's going to be so small that if you can get your people out, you have a chance of winning.
Is it fair to say the reason why Gomez may be catching fire is that he's the one that of the 3 you want to have a beer with? And if that's true, wouldn't that be Lynch on the Democratic side? But he's getting hammered.
I guess so. I mean, I'm not sure Gomez wins the who I want to have a beer with test. I just think he's a different candidate. He's had a little bit of a different message. There's the potential for some kind of a dynamic with Markey to make the race exciting. I think people see that.
He's also a novelty. He's coming from out of politics, which always interests people.
Yeah, but that usually turns into 7% at the polls.
It usually does, but I'm just saying, because this hasn't been a long election period, we haven't had a chance to see where his weaknesses are, and he has some considerable weaknesses.
Side, Winslow is certainly a government insider, but he has portrayed himself, just with some success, as sort of the outsider candidate in that regard, and I think that could be valuable.
Quickly, I want to get you guys' take on one other thing, which is Ron Paul taken to the internet yesterday to talk about the Watertown police situation, calling it, quote, a military-style occupation. It's an unprecedented move that should frighten us more than the attack itself. Cosmo, what frightened you more, the bombings or the police state of Watertown?
Yeah, certainly the bombings. Look, I tweeted immediately after they caught the suspect. Remarkable police work and even more remarkable public cooperation. My home wasn't searched. I live one town over. Not a fun thing, but in those circumstances, everyone wanted to see this thing end the right way to have that suspect caught, and there was great public cooperation.
You know, it's a good line, but it's a cheap line. Ron Paul is a big proponent of local government and all of that. Why doesn't he butt out, keep his nose below the Mason-Dixon line, and let us worry about it? You know, we caught the guys within a couple of days. That's pretty good.
Guys, you got to get to the polls. You don't want to lose your place in line.
I was going to take a nap first.
I'm going to do the drive-by vote. Keep the car running.
I wish they had the drive-through. Peter Kadgis, Cosmo Macero. They are the hitters, the Fox 25 News at 8.